Welcome. This is the Ends Justify the Memes, the show where the lowest of the low, that is the most wretched of wretched and deplorables, to end all deplorables. Two white heterosexual Christian males from the American South who talk about philosophy, history, health, fitness, what it means to be a man in the 21st century. I'll be your host, Bill, and this is my producer and co-host, Tank. So, lend us your ear. Crack open a beer because the ends always justify the memes. Look at that. Osis missed you, Hank.
He's our biggest
Osis
fan.
missed you.
Oh.
Everybody loves Tank.
Yeah, except me.
I think that's a fair assessment. I mean, your wife knows this about you, though.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, that's all. That's all that matters, and she accepts it. So, so Tank is recovering from the greatest death, the most killer sicknesses of all sicknesses. He should have got his booster that wouldn't have worked anyway. So, but so he might be coughing and hacking here and there. Other than that, please allow us to be aware of our audio quality if it gets bad at any point. StreamYards does weird things, or YouTube, or wherever you are watching. And with that, you can watch over on Entropy. That's a place where they support free speech. You can put things in the comments. I'm not encouraging anyone, but just saying you can put things in the comments that you can't on YouTube. You can also super chat us that way. You can watch on D Live. I'm going to, maybe when I get some time, I don't know when that'll be, work on getting us on Rumble. And unless Tank can do that for me, but we'll see. We'll negotiate that later. And Odyssey, because they're going to be growing and things are going to be changing. Hello, gentlemen. We got old York and Matt. So anyways, and if you guys want to donate any other ways, well, there's links in descriptions and stuff, and you can figure it out. Tank, you want to do some memes, dude?
Let's do some motherfucking memes. Wait, let me get
All right.
pulled up. Here we go. There was a cigar stream that I didn't get invited to.
What?
Matt said cigar stream is wrapping up now. Who's doing this cigar stream?
AA.
I'm not smart enough for that kind of shit.
Yeah, I've never talked to AA, but I've not really reached out to him. I think he did start following me a while back on Twitter, but I don't know if that's because he saw something I tweeted that he liked, or I don't know. So whatever. I don't really tweet very often, so or even look at Twitter. Anyways, guys, didn't have time to get the slides today, so we're gonna go old school. It's probably the way it'll be for a bit. At least I have a set schedule now, which I haven't had per se the last few weeks. So, anyways, the 5 most used words over the coming weeks and months will be, we try to tell you. And we certainly did. And what if I told you television is the monster in your home, and it's called a program for a reason? Your television is nothing more than an electronic mind-altering device that has been designed to psychologically change the ways you view reality. And then it says, Google this number. That's a patent number. If you Google it, you will see the patent for processes of altering states of mood through was it the patterns in the TV and the frequencies and stuff. I don't recall. But
is my volume any better, guys? Chat. They said my volume was a little low. I've always used automatic volume adjustment on here. I just stopped that and bumped it up. So maybe.
You might be way lower than me too, because I keep mine up because I found my mic or whatever on my end doesn't want to be very loud. So both on all minus one and this through StreamYards, it doesn't want to be very loud. So I have mine pretty high tank. Um, I think it's like around
High as a
150.
motherfucker. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Getting high, motherfucker. I don't know. Patent, yeah, so a patent to change your mood.
Yeah.
Isn't that just alcohol?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Fucking assholes.
I just want to be
Right.
left alone, other people, and leave other people alone. My TV says you're a domestic terrorist. But
Yes.
see, that's the problem, right? That's how it works.
Yeah.
It's like Normie's trying to figure out how these stupid conspiracy theorists keep predicting the future.
I keep seeing this shit, right? Like, on Twitter stuff, people be like, yeah, well, people's been saying this shit for 2 years. And they're like, oh, the science changes, whatever, got to follow the science. Yeah, but when the science is changing to shit that anonymous right-wing Twitter accounts had 6 months ago, it's not just the science changing. There's some more shit going on here.
Yeah.
There was some shit, not that this is like super right-wing or anything, but there's some shit today about like somebody, CDC or whatever, was like, oh, a new study showing that like vitamin D deficiency plays a role in, like Dr. Rhonda Patrick said that shit on Joe Rogan like in March 2020.
Yeah. Well, she's been preaching that for much longer than that.
Yeah.
But yeah, don't show biz me, yo, as Sniper likes to say. No, I do have that clip about that in the show later on, so we will get to the coof. It's buried at the end of the show today because there was so much other big news to talk about. So, we got a few intro memes to break this in, and trust me, Tank, we'll have plenty of time and plenty of stuff to talk about. So, woke, a state of awareness only achieved by those dumb enough to find injustice in everything except their own behavior. And that's what we're dealing with. And, well, hey, there's another meme I was looking for earlier. I hate when that happens. Anyways, if you hadn't heard, with the trucker convoy, some woke activist hacked the Give Send Go and gave this big long thing about freezing the accounts on behalf of the sane people of the world who wish to continue living in democracy. I don't think you hacking somebody without a vote is quite democracy, but sure. And of course, this is the kind of material they got, and more of it was released. And of course, the founder of hacker group Anonymous takes credit for the Give Send Go. Here is the video, Tank.
Nothing scares me. Nothing. Yes, I doxed the truckers. I did it. It was me. I hacked Give Send Go, baby. And I do it again. I do it 100 times! I did it! I did it! Come at me! What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do to me, huh? I hacked Epic Hosting! I hacked Parler! I hacked Gab! I hacked Truth Social! I hacked Go! Give Send Go! I don't care! You can literally put my name into the news tab on Google, and you can find everything I've done. I am literally in every mainstream media publication for the things that I do.
Christ.
I'm not an unknown actor. I'm literally a famous fucking cyber terrorist. And you think that you can scare me?
What the hell, bro? Is
See,
he on
they always
ketamine?
default to the pedophile accusations. They always default to that because they have nothing else. It's actually some projection. That
Probably
guy, I
'cause
want to
you
see his
are.
browser history. That guy loves little girls. I've hunted pedophiles. I've outed pedophile rings online. I have gotten pedophiles arrested, buddy. You have no idea who the hell I am. There isn't proof of shit, you fucking lying little cunt. Die! I'm gonna restart this live. Come back. Honeypots, how do they work?
What? Who the fuck is this guy?
I don't know his name. Supposedly he's the guy who hacked Give Send Go and doxed all these people, everybody.
I like to think I'm pretty tuned in on who is and isn't a terrorist, you know, and I don't think he is.
He seems to definitely be at least an attention whore.
Oh, for sure. Look at him. Who the fuck screams like that? Just Jesus Christ.
Oh,
He
Oh,
looks
God.
like a guy that got like second place in like his high school theater play or something and just never got over it.
yeah, right. Well,
Like he should
despite
have
the
been
fact,
Gaston or something.
right? Despite the fact that that happened, the honking did continue over this past week, and I say keep on honking, folks. Keep on honking. But there were, moves by the government. There were areas cleared out, and other moves to frame people apparently with firearms and such things, or at least put feds there or something. But yeah, it was a beautiful thing. The convoy. Check this out. They cleared that out, and oh no, sorry, this is in Australia. Oh, there you go. I forgot. But this is convoy inspired, which is good. I got my videos mixed up there, but didn't we play this last week?
I don't know. I wasn't here.
Yeah, I think we did. So that's what happened. I don't know how I got some of my memes mixed up here. It happens though. But Tank, right now you have to make the choice. The left or the right comes down to two things, right? And it's either the honk or the crack pipe.
Why not both?
Well, now you're talking a party.
I thought truckers and meth was like a thing that went together.
Of course. Just imagine if the last thing you ever heard is a clown horn honk.
Oh my god! So that's the opposite of a silencer, I guess. It's a honkeninger.
Well, yeah. I mean, in any case, so this is kind of what was going on down there that was so rowdy that the Justin Trudeau, which we'll talk about here in a bit, had to take emergency powers and basically, promote himself to chancellor like Adolf Hitler, something like that, right?
Yeah.
Guys, it's getting worse down here. Somebody bought Connect 4. This is big time. We need help. Help! Look at you, Justin. Look what you did to your country. You brought us all back together, you fucking idiot. Freedom!
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it seems like the Canadians were in line with each other. I heard so many stories of it. I watched so many little clips, when I was working and listening to this stuff. So it's an amazing thing, and it's spreading across the world.
TD Bank to hand the Freedom Convoy funds to an Ontario court, totaling about $1.4 million.
Yeah, all the hammer and sickle guys on Twitter are trying to, are scrambling to try to say that the truckers are not workers. In fact, they're tools of the capitalist empire, while also trying to figure out how all the banks are now attacking the truckers. So,
Yeah, Tanky's gonna tank. You know.
yeah, it's been really funny because I've been saying this shit about communists forever that they don't care about the working class. They just want a supervisor position. But
Yeah. Well, they don't care about anybody. They just want to, you know, have an easy life, be easy, and they are mad that they're not good enough or skilled enough to get things. They never want to look at themselves. They want things handed to them. I mean, at some point, you got to look yourself in the mirror and say, "Hey, maybe it isn't everyone else."
well, it's
Maybe
funny
it
because
is.
there's been a lot of infighting because there's some of the dudes that are like more lefty. It's like this is obviously a working class movement, like obviously, and then they're saying, "Oh well, no." It starts getting they start like breaking out like the brain calipers to try to figure out who is working class and who is not here.
Right. That's where horseshoe theory comes around, and I don't really buy it. But in any case, because the libertarians are the same way, like the really hardcore libertarians, and I describe myself as libertarian, but not those people. I'm not. Who I'm talking about. But guys, what GoFundMe is doing now, your bank will be doing in 5 years. Until next time, friends.
And
And
a haircut like that.
well, dude, just grow it out some more, And this should be a lesson to the world that don't let the world go to digital currency, or they will seize it at any time they wish. I don't know about cash because it's worthless, but have commodities, have things that will have value. You want to invest? I'm not giving you investment advice because I'll tell you, you can put your money in stocks and IRAs and hope that the government remains stable, and you can cash that out and do something with it, or that the dollar remains stable and you can cash it out and do something with it. Or you can buy things that are useful, that are of value, that people might want at a certain point. And I don't mean the extreme things, excuse me, like water, food, ammo, that kind of stuff. You need that stuff too. Those are like survival things, but I don't know, property, vehicles, anything you think that might be of some sort of value to folks, and skills especially, because if things fall apart and we do need to rely on each other, those things need to be around, and it makes you useful. In any case, so they went after the gas canisters the other week, and of course, God provided, and they just kept calm and kept honking. And then there were many police interactions that were pretty nasty. A lot of them were last week, some of them beginning of this week. But of course, we know that the emergency powers thing has happened. We're going to get there. But of course, I need to cover some ground since last Wednesday. And so here was another interaction, and this is pretty patently absurd. And tell me what you think of this, Tank.
Hello, sir. You've been advised to leave at this point right now. You're not leaving at this point right now.
I haven't been advised.
Yes, you have been.
I just got here.
No, officers before we spoke to you a little bit earlier on.
Nobody spoke to me today. I've been recording all morning.
Yes, and we've spoken to you. Yeah,
I have spoken to no officers today yet.
Okay.
You are the
So we're
very first one I've
advising you if you don't
engaged.
leave at this point right now, you're going to be arrested for obstruction since you've already been here before.
Okay, so what you're saying is if I don't leave right now,
Yes.
what's going to happen?
You'll be arrested under the criminal code for obstruct justice.
Obstructing justice?
Yes. And obstructed peace
Okay, so
officer.
the charge is that by being here, I am obstructing justice? No, fuck you. No, you're under arrest. No, I don't. You're under arrest. You're under arrest. I didn't get warned. They just did this to me right now. No.
What the fuck?
Yeah. And look. I told Tank I'm gonna Fed post a little bit tonight. All right. And this stuff happens. You're not winning your case. You're losing it. You're going to get people mad, and you're going to get hurt, police officers. There are more people who do not want these mandates and who want their freedom than there are of you, jackboots, who would enforce it. So, I mean, it's just
In Minecraft.
in Minecraft, that's right.
In Minecraft.
In Mein Kampf? What?
Which means my head in German.
Yes. And Doomkopf means like dumbhead, right?
Means dumb struggle.
Oh.
Where was your car parked?
Over here somewhere. Didn't they just tow a bunch of cars?
Because I spoke with a bunch of truckers and never saw your Prius here.
Oh, wrong place.
They never saw your Prius here.
Wrong place.
All right.
So I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
All right, fair enough.
Thanks.
What's your crew? What's your camera crew? Who are you guys?
Welcome CBS. Thanks.
CBS, okay. I see BS. I see bullshit. That's what I see. I see BS when I talk to you guys. You're full of bullshit. It's a shame. You guys are a shame. The police will be on your case if there was a car stolen. You see, the police just walked past, right by. Look at these.
This is what we get. We get the jackboots, and then we get the propagandists.
It's a setup.
All who worship the state. All who
It's a
care
setup.
less about
Trying to figure out what's the next
people.
move they're going to make. What's the next image they're going to take? You guys are a joke.
He was joking, man. That's what
You guys are a joke. You guys are a joke.
He said we are.
Yeah, he agreed.
He knows.
Yeah, I mean, you have to know at some point that you're. I've worked enough bullshit jobs to know that, like, when you're in a bullshit job.
Right. Yep. The situation was hopeless, though, guys. Their propaganda, wouldn't be unnecessary.
Is he watering that leaf with gas?
I mean, they're Canadians. You don't know what they do up there, man. It's
I
wild.
don't.
It's a
Anything
foreign
above
nation.
the Mason, anything above the Mason-Dixon is foreign policy to me.
All right. So, there was a poll taken. Have your say. Was Ottawa right to declare a state of emergency due to protests? And 92% of the respondents, 93,000 votes, said yes. Yes. And only 7% of the population wanted to quell it. It's out of 100,000 people.
I guess they took that poll down pretty quick.
Yeah. So the rest of Canada, yeah.
That's a good one.
It puts the mandate in the wastebasket, or it gets the honks again. And the other week there were cries about Nazi flags, and I talked about this in All Minus One on Saturday, and stream on Sunday, stream on Saturday, because the Super Bowl. But there were no images of it. No one had seen it. And the image that I saw had no trucks around it, and I'm pretty sure it was stock from an earlier time. Um, but even so, you know, the news went that direction, and this guy got down to the bottom of this, I suppose, but at least had one eyewitness video account.
You asked for proof of a Nazi flag at the convoy, and you guys sent me this clip.
I was here the first day of Ground Zero. I actually spoke on stage. I actually saw the guy with a swastika flag.
So it was a real thing.
It was a real thing, but this is what they didn't tell you. He was going around with the flag saying, "Is this what you want for our country?
Really?
This is what Trudeau is going to turn our flag into if we allow this draconian fascism to continue. Is this what you want the maple leaf to be replaced by? This is what we're heading to, people." And he was speaking with a European accent. So I'm thinking that he came from a country that knows about fascism.
Yeah, makes sense. I don't imagine there's a lot of Nazis in Canada.
Yeah, they did the same thing with Whitmer. Do you remember that when they were protesting Gretchen Whitmer trying to get the state to open up? They were comparing her to Hitler, and then the left turned around and said that they were waving Nazi signs, as if the protesters supported that. But that's what they do. That's one of Saul Alinsky's tactics, actually. And the only reason why it works or it matters is because they control the narrative. They control the outlet. As much as we are aware, I know a lot of people don't like the term normies, but the term is legit. It applies. Most people are like apolitical at best, and some of them might be a little bit political, but what they know is from the mainstream media, from the legacy media. That's what they know. They know propaganda and lies. They know the state apparatus and its official narrative.
I don't think we can adjust the volume on TikTok videos.
No.
Here. Yeah. Unfortunately. Sorry.
I don't know, man. I downloaded it. Sounded fine on my system. I uploaded it.
Does it look like we know what we're doing, chat?
Yeah.
We've never known what we're
doing. I might need your support since you have some abilities. Maybe one day you can help me out, and we can have a professional setup here. But then that might require that Tank and I act more professionally, and I don't know about that.
Can't do it.
Yeah,
DIY. I'm DIY or die. I can't do it.
No.
I'm in jogging pants right now. Like I'm not. This is all I got.
He's got nothing else, folks.
I got nothing.
He didn't tell me tonight he had to leave early either, so at least he has an extra half hour for us tonight.
Yeah, I don't have to leave early. So the guy was saying that there was a Nazi flag, but the guy was walking around saying, do you want your country to turn into this? Basically, being like, if we keep going down this path, and they're going to become, our maple leaf is going to be, the swastika. I mean,
that would be exactly what he said, Tank. Yes. Did you not pay attention the first time?
Yeah.
Are you explaining?
I'm explaining. No, Matt asked in the chat.
Okay.
Yeah,
I wasn't sure.
Yeah, no, I was explaining for the chat. It was no, we know. I'm just saying what. Man, fuck you. No, which leads me to believe that this dude is probably like over 50, because only like a dude that old would understand that the optics are bad regardless. I mean, I get the point, but you just can't do that. It's like those guys that we looked at the show. What was it? Were they called Patriot Front or whatever? Like, didn't they come out with some bad optic shit recently too?
No, they didn't. That was a total fake video.
Oh, okay.
That
See, I got
that a Democrat organization put up. Where was it? I feel like it was out of Florida. Like, that's my gut, but I don't know if that was correct. But yeah, some group like Democrat operatives like sort of admitted to it, thought it was funny, and haha, we play this joke, and not realizing it was of poor color, right?
Yeah.
So, I have another video here. I don't know what this one is, actually. Oh, okay, it's the war memorials. So they said they vandalized the war memorials. Oh, they removed. They removed the fencing.
Where are you from?
Yeah,
Get the fuck
people
over here.
don't want that around
Nothing
the
to talk to you,
memorial.
propaganda scumbag. You are a propagandist scumbag. You're a propagandist scumbag. Get out of here. How do you sleep at night, bud? You sleep really good or what? Don't worry, we're gonna come defund you next. Fucking CBC. Hey, let's stand up for the Padre.
Everybody should take a knee for the Valentines.
Come on, please. Do a little prayer. Come on up, brother.
Our Father,
who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you.
Anyways, this is the terrible group that removed these things and whatever else. Of course, kicking the media out, and whomever. So, I believe it was Friday or Saturday night. I think it was Friday night. They had the emergency meeting, or no, has called a late Sunday night cabinet meeting. Is that what it was? And that was to in place emergency powers. Oh yeah, today's Wednesday. That makes sense. I'm like, I know I worked some. It's been busy, man.
I like those Canadian guys with the Carhartt bib overalls and the beards and the berets. That's a good look.
Excuse me.
Aesthetics are important.
Yeah, to some degree. I mean, I think they are. Other people are like, why do they have to be important? And it's like, well, all right, well,
look,
see how people treat you.
If
you don't take care of yourself a little bit.
The right wing would have, like anyone, right of Mao, would have a lot better time in politics if they all just did steroids.
That might be true.
Like, imagine how much better this show would be if I was like jacked. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was like 230, fucking just juicing Trin on air. Like, people probably listen to me a lot more.
Yeah, but your balls would be the size of raisins, so it might not be the best for you.
It's for the cause.
Oh, okay.
Balls for the cause.
Speaking of the cause, we're gonna burn down this country to the ground. Please stop. We can work this out. Honk honk. No more mandates. Time to die. I mean, that's basically what it is. It's like, you will have your democracy and you will like it.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Freedom is a right-wing
conspiracy theory?
Yeah.
Yeah. And this Emergency Powers Act, though, is actually united some people to some degree who were against maybe not even against the truckers, but were tolerating the truckers, but weren't speaking out, we should say. So, but it is uniting some people. It's gathering some more because they are beginning to understand the unprecedented power that's being brought forth here. Here's a police officer.
Been eating at me after hearing that Dougie Ford there went and called a friggin' state of emergency for Ontario. For what? For a peaceful protest? This is bullshit. Oh, hang on, I know why. Because of Ford and GM's breathing down his fucking neck because they friggin' can't get their goddamn car parts from the Windsor border. That's what it's all coming down to. And now the state of emergency. You want to know what a state of emergency was? When Black Lives Matter in fucking Minneapolis fucking burned half the fucking city down. That would have been a state of emergency. Looting, murder, friggin' blowing up buildings, tearing up cars, flipping them all over, riots. And they never called it a state of emergency. And you're calling this a state of emergency? Oh, I know why. Because you're not making any goddamn money. That's what it comes down to. You're not making any money. You still got your little business on the side and making your little sticky notes put on the friggin' floors and a little plexiglass going around. And you got Mr. Trudeau there, friggin' what? Sorry, Mr. Trudeck, out there friggin' what's he doing? He's out there making what 30-40% on per shot. That's what they said. I don't know. Don't mark my words for that, as I don't know. I heard that. I don't know. I didn't look into it, so don't go freaking out on my page. I'm just tired of it. You know, I know 4 people that had the shots, and I think 3 of them were boosted too. So, and they got COVID. They got COVID. All right, just like Trudeau got COVID. Me, I have not had a shot. I am not vaccinated. Just like the Ottawa police, they do not need to be vaccinated. It's up to them, their choice. Meanwhile, other companies are firing people. Nurses are getting kicked out. Doctors are leaving, and they're fucking crying it's a short staff. Like, Ford, what the fuck are you thinking, man? You got all this shit going down, and you're causing your own roadblocks. You know, this is what this is about. Forcing people for something that they don't want to do. It's their choice. That's what friggin' freedom is about. Not what it's about now. This is you guys telling us what to do. You know what? This is for Big Red, Chris, and same with Rooster out there, brothers. You guys hold the line, man. Hold the line. You tell the guys out there at Windsor border, you tell them to hang on to it, man. Stay on that bridge until it falls in the goddamn river. Just hold it. This is bullshit. You guys have gone too far to let them go. And the Ottawa police, that's another thing. Like, whatever. They're a bunch of friggin' government goons. The ones that are acting on the politicians' reactions. They're not for the people. They're not. I can't believe what they're doing.
So,
hell yeah, Rooster, hold the line.
Yeah, buddy.
Sounds like a good group of dudes.
Are leaving right now because of various things, but some, from what I've seen, are staying. But I thought this was a pretty good clip from old Tucker to talk about this whole emergency powers thing and the gravitas of it.
Carlson, tonight a lot happening in the news. Here's one item that we noticed. Canada canceled democracy last night. And the remarkable thing is, no one in this country seemed to notice that it happened. There was no outcry from our political class as their friend Justin Trudeau declared martial law in response to an entirely peaceful protest from his country's working class. Our news media barely noted that it happened. Weirdest of all, the State Department, which exists these days to denounce such attackers of democracy as Hungary and Poland, didn't say a single word as democracy in Canada ended. That's pretty weird if you think about it. Canada is not some exotic faraway land with an alien culture and an unintelligible language. It's not Ukraine. Canada is our neighbor. It's our
We'll talk about Ukraine here in a little bit. We'll get there.
Canada's our closest ally on Earth. It's practically part of our country. Our vice president grew up in Canada.
I call it Greater Michigan.
Comedians and actors and singers. Our border with Canada is the longest border in the world. It stretches more than 5,500 miles.
Canadians, you would be a lot better if you were Americans. You need to overthrow your government, become Americans, and then help us, kick the people out.
Well, the problem is that if they become part of the United States, they become super Yankees.
Maybe, but I don't think there's sections and areas of Canada that maybe, but I don't think that most of the rural Canadians, like they're just like rednecks anywhere else. Tank.
They should move into like New York City.
Tank, believe it or not, there are Yankee rednecks. They
yeah, they are. There's rural people everywhere. If Canadians, if all those guys from like Nova Scotia and shit moved down and like leveled New York City, that'd be pretty dope.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah. All right, we'll play this.
So on every level, we are deeply intertwined with Canada, whether we notice it or not. What happens there matters here. If nothing else, it's a preview of what will likely happen in the United States. So with that in mind, you should know that Justin Trudeau is no longer the Prime Minister of Canada. Justin Trudeau is Canada's maximum leader. It's strongman, it's caudillo, it's potentate. Justin Trudeau is the dictator of Canada. If you think that's an overstatement, try to think of another way to describe what Justin Trudeau is now doing. For the first time in Canada's history, Trudeau has invoked what's known as the Emergencies Act, though the protests he is facing hardly qualify as an emergency. But suddenly, Justin Trudeau has the power to crush all political opposition to his rule, and that's exactly what he's doing. Trudeau has ended free speech in Canada. He's banned free assembly. Trudeau's government has shut down political rallies and arrested his political critics without probable cause. Trudeau has instituted internal passports that restrict travel within Canada to the politically obedient. Canadians are no longer allowed to leave their own country unless they obey Justin Trudeau. And if they don't obey, they could be bankrupted and destroyed. He now has the power to do that. Trudeau has claimed the power to freeze the financial assets of any Canadian who resists him. No court order is required to do this. He just decides. Justin Trudeau can even dictate what you do for a living and how you do it. Today, Trudeau threatened to arrest tow truck drivers who refused to tow the trucks of protesters.
How's that not slavery?
Sounds like it.
How is that not slavery? I thought the left and the progressives were anti-slavery. By the way, this whole thing's been about freedom. They like to not talk about freedom and whatever else, but you know, I'm pretty sure the opposite of freedom is slavery. Maybe I'm wrong about that, Tank. Can you look up one of those dictionary things there? What that be about?
Look, here's the thing. This is how shitty our society is that you got a dictator like Trudeau who is a dictator like his dad. I'm talking about Fidel Castro here. But doesn't have like even near like the steez. Like he's not cool looking or like smokes cigars, like and like has like AK-47s. He's just like it's like a dude working in the HR department being your dictator. Like you don't even get the cool parts. You know what I mean? That's how shitty. You can't even have like a cool dictator.
Drama teacher.
Yeah.
Dictator. Yes.
Yeah, you don't even get like a Stalin or anything. You don't get anything like that's like looks good on a poster. You know, it's all like
they're all art students. Hitler was an art student, remember?
Yeah.
Yep.
But they had like badass uniforms and shit. Like,
look, man, they all want to write slam poetry.
I'm just saying, if you're gonna have
Is
a
this
dictator,
really about stopping the spread of coronavirus? No one in Canada is even pretending that it is anymore. Trudeau himself didn't mention the risk of COVID a single time yesterday. He's not worried about unvaccinated truckers spreading a virus. Trudeau was worried about Canadians resisting his rule. And that's why Trudeau's government announced yesterday they plan to regulate cryptocurrency forever.
Regulate cryptocurrency. How about that? I don't know. Some guy who's not really been really into crypto for a really long time keeps talking about, I don't understand why everyone thinks crypto is a safe bet when they can always cut off your access.
Yeah, I mean, the best move for anything at this point, if we're talking about investment, is just try to get rich really quick and then get the fuck out. Like if you could make, $800,000 on Bitcoin tomorrow and then open up a farm in Honduras, you'd probably be doing pretty good.
Yeah, and I could, I can understand the justification for getting something like Bitcoin, expecting to be able to cash out really quickly,
Yeah.
or to put it, let that build for a little bit, right, and then cash out to then put into commodities, because real things are the only things that have value. Of course, with this, many of the protesters, like I said, were leaving. So here was the scene, and it was actually nice and respectful, at least in some areas, right?
We stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Thank you, guys.
But now, if you guys thought that the thing was over, it's not. It's not over. Here is, new Freedom Convoy has descended on the Pacific Highway, Canada-U.S. border crossing Surrey, British Columbia. That was on the 12th. And then there's these little truck convoys going on. And who knows what's real, what's not, but there's word around the internet of things building, and there are things building. There are things happening. People are waking up and doing things. Yet Americans are not out, and I guess it's because of January 6th. I don't know. Maybe everyone's sitting back, but the majority of the rest of the world is really, really at it. So from Dr. Ezra, he says, "This is huge. Got word of huge nationwide strike coming. Truckers both in U.S. and Canada will be parking their trucks. This can potentially be the greatest strike in history. Hold the line." And
leftists are fuming.
Oh, yeah. 4chan is calling for a run on Canadian banks in response to Trudeau's crackdowns. Of course, the guy underneath there says, "If my bank started freezing personal bank accounts of neighbors and fellow citizens, it would be an immediate priority to pull my money out. I'm sure it's happening without any regard to 4chan." And this is how it starts, guys. And then everything goes and crashes even worse. And if someone of sense doesn't step in, and the only person that can really step in of any sense is Trudeau, so good luck with that happening. But so these things devolve, and as that occurs, then Trudeau gets more and more power that he must need to do things, and then Canadians find themselves in complete tyranny. So it's incumbent for them to stand together and stand up against it. And here, the last one I ran across. Truckers and businesses like mine that use dump trucks and other services have decided and banded together to not deliver any goods or provide any services to any government-funded, government-owned, or government-supported groups. We will no longer bid or accept contracts. We are not going to put up with the unconstitutional actions of the government. Let us see how well they do with that infrastructure. Now, this is just a wordy meme, but it's the idea that's going around here, and this is what needs to be done. One of the reasons why the government, at least in the U.S., but mostly in the West, is propped up with so much money and so much power is because of its being in bed with these corporations and their merger and marriage together. That's why I always say we have a soft fascism. Technically, it is.
I don't even think it's soft anymore.
Well, you're right about that. With the coup, I mean, 9/11 made it a little bit more, boot on neck. And don't get me wrong, they were ramping up in the 80s. Well, the war on drugs really, pushed upon that as well. So it's been ramping up, though. But with the 80s and the 90s, the gang violence, dealing with riots in LA, the police got more militarized, more SWAT teams, all these things. It's all a pressure cooker waiting to happen. And that's what you have to understand is that, like I just said, with the downfall of what's going on in Canada, it doesn't mean it has to happen, but the trajectory that it could go bad is as infrastructure kind of falls apart because people won't work because they need the government to submit. Everything will start to fall apart, and then the government will get more and more brazen, and some people will get more and more desperate and decide to work for the government and be the jackboot. So it's just how it goes. Anyways, again, though, the fight for freedom is more important than that, and if we all stand together, they can't work against us. It's the division that is the problem. And the trucker convoy showed that with all these Canadians, even the people from Quebec, they were joining in. So here we go.
Well, this isn't just Canada, but here's our meeting for Freedom Week, starting February 21st for 7 days.
That's right.
Everybody, no matter what your trade is, roll your ankle, have the flu, spend some time with your family. The only way to fight the tyranny of these governments all the way across the world is to shut the keys off.
For freedom!
Worldwide. Everybody at this table here,
shut the keys off, shut the doors.
Shut the doors. Guys, we can fix this. Pull your money out of the banks, I'd say, right? Cash is king.
Pull your money out.
The government can't do shit to us. We're all in control of this over the government. We the people, right? Anybody else have anything to say?
We the people.
Come on, guys. Freedom.
Power to the people.
We gave up our whole lives now for, I believe it's 23 days now.
Yep.
I don't think these people should have a hard time giving up theirs for 5.
I think it's awesome that we can all take part in something. Even the people that can't be in Ottawa right now can all take part in this together.
And Joe said he'd shave his beard if we do that.
Yeah, it's right there. Freedom Joe might shave his beard.
Yeah.
I will pay for that. I think we can start a fund for that.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, the government can't
There's your challenge. There's your challenge.
Yeah.
If you do this, Joe's going to shave his beard.
Joe is shaving his beard.
The wife says no.
No, is that Anna?
Yeah.
She has to agree to this.
She doesn't have a choice.
Okay, guys, this is confirmed. Joe will shave his beard.
All right, that's enough of that. Sorry, I was going to stop that sooner, but I was trying to upload more videos so we can keep flowing.
Ottawa. Where's Holly at? She needs to be telling us about this shit.
She's working because I was trying to get her on the show tonight. I know. She is lame.
Yeah, those are all like pleasant people. I would invite them over for a barbecue.
Anyways, the reason why this needs to keep happening is because in other parts of the world, things are not so civil. And despite the bit of thuggery by the police in Canada, it cannot beat out what has been going on in Australia and in New Zealand.
As we stand by the flash of a neon light, it split the night and touched the sound of silence. And in the naked light I saw 10,000 people, maybe more.
Knee on the neck, George Floyd. Knee on the deck.
Man. Makes me want to form a team and put some people straight.
Oh, Fed post. Who's going to be the team?
I don't know. But I know that
we're breaking out Uncle Ted, boys. I know
this. When you find a job you love, you'll never work a day again.
Hey.
That's I don't know where that's at, but that's a Schambach, so that's telling me it's in the Middle East or Africa or maybe it might be in
Southeast Asia, maybe?
Yeah, Southeast Asia. He looks
Like
a little
Sri Lanka
Asian.
or something?
Yeah. I'm just saying the stick though, that I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
that's what that is. Which is like a long thing of leather rawhide that's kind of like tough, and when you whip someone with it, it's like a stick / whip at the same time. It's nasty. If you guys never have been hit by a stick before, if you've never done like actual stick fighting, not like I'm hitting other sticks and I think I'm stick fighting. I mean stick fighting where you actually get hit like real training. It's painful, obviously, but it's painful in a way you don't expect because it goes in very deep into your muscles and it burns. It burns really bad, and it takes your will away from you, but not as much as if I used a Russian whip on you. If I a Cossack whip, that is, I should say. Those are fun. There's anyways. Should move on. Don't want to give away all my ninja secrets. But yeah, the freedom movement is kind of alive right now. It's amazing, and people are pushing back. Finally, it only took 2 years, but they're doing it, and you know, I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm just ahead of the curve. I don't know what to expect, but this is good, and it's getting traction with people who have some popularity, and the right is in some ways beginning to understand that culture is important and we have to have our own fun and our own cultural centers, and it can't always just be like, well, you see, what's really the problem is you know, this let me get into the epistemological aspects of society, right? So anyways, let's hit it.
A mask.
It's just 6 feet.
Just 3 weeks.
It's just non-essential businesses.
It's just non-essential workers.
Just gyms, salons, and sporting activities.
Just until we work it out.
It's just a bar.
Just a restaurant.
Just adult care facilities.
It's just schools.
Just to save your grandmother.
It's just until the cases go down.
Just to flatten the curve.
Just to keep others from living in fear.
It's just a few more weeks.
Just to keep from overwhelming medical services. Just places of worship.
Smith from Attila's Gym.
It's just missing the birth of your child.
Just a canceled birthday party.
It's just a wedding.
It's just a funeral.
Just to travel.
It's just 3 months of lockdown.
It's just some stickers on the floor.
Just a one-way system.
It's just temporary plastic barriers.
It's just until we get the vaccine.
It's just an app.
Just for tracking.
It's just to let others know they're safe when you're near.
Just to let others know with who you've been in contact.
Just in some areas.
It's just a government guideline.
Just for your own good.
It's just to protect others.
It's just fact-checking, not censorship.
Just a government mandate.
Just the law now.
Just a scientific fact.
It's just these scientists and doctors. Not those.
Just because of the second wave.
It's just to keep your child safe.
It's just another lockdown.
Just 4 more weeks.
Just cancel Christmas and New Year's.
It's just school. They can do it from home.
Just to swab up your nose.
It's just so you can keep your job.
It's just for medical information.
Just a jab.
Just a card to store your medical information.
It's just so you can travel.
It's just for your passport.
It's just so you can send your kids to school.
It's just a third jab.
It's just so you can go to a concert.
Just so you can get a driver's license.
Just so you can vote.
Just a facility to keep others safe from you.
It's just because of the third variant.
It's just a few more years.
Just for those people.
Just better to keep it this way.
Just because we said so.
It's just your freedom.
It's not just.
It's
Unjust.
Start
Resisting.
Now.
they.
Will.
never.
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 Ever.
Stop.
I'm happy to see Chuck Liddell doing something.
Holly said, sorry, Matt said he caught a padded bat to the head in basic training. A padded bat. I'm pretty sure I've been hit in the head with something like a bat or something before. I've certainly been knocked in the head many times by my own fault as well, not by others. But yeah, and Holly said shins.
Oh yeah, we had to kick bamboo in Muay Thai too.
Yeah. But so I don't know. Like some of the training I've done in the Russian way, I would hit you directly on soft, meaty parts because no, we might tap bones because it hurts, but I wouldn't want to hit you actually in the bone in case I would injure it or hurt it, like for real, like have a crush injury. But yeah, so there is that. But hitting yourself for conditioning is a little bit different too. So there's levels to this versus someone actually going out and swinging at you with a stick, kind of like the Dog Brothers did, you know. Anyways, let me get back to. Wait a minute. I think it's a meme.
Hey,
it's a meme. Hey, peaceful protesters. Mostly peaceful protesters. I mean, seems like there's a side that the government seems to favor all the time, and it's not the middle class or average people. Weird.
Well, you know how it is.
So, in honor of becoming a dictator, Trudeau got himself a haircut.
I think Kim Jong-un is ill. Which one is it now? Un? I think he's cooler than fucking. He's a better dictator. Like literally, Justin Trudeau is the worst dictator. I'd rather have anybody. Orban, Xi Jinping.
I mean, you're probably right about this, Tank, but let's hear what Trudeau aspires to. Maybe he just needs the right guidance.
With Sun TV watching for any slip, he was asked which country he most admired and referred to China.
There's a level of admiration I actually have for China. Because
your dad was allied with them, so it makes sense.
Dictatorship is allowing them to actually turn their economy around on a dime and say we need to go green as fast as we need to start, investing in solar. I mean, there is a flexibility that I know Stephen Harper must dream about of having a dictatorship that he could do everything he wanted. That I find quite interesting.
All right, look, motherfucker, I've been to China, and you see these dudes all the time talk about, China, because they have this kind of government, they can go green. You can fucking chew the air in Beijing. Like, it's not whatever you eat for dinner, you're getting a side of Beijing air.
Because it's not about going green. It's about convincing the masses or some part of the masses who are going to be politically fervent. I mean, seriously, if you believe, you have to consider this. This is why we need to have pity on these people. They actually believe that the whole climate change thing is going to cause them to die and everyone else on Earth, just like COVID. They actually believe that. Because they're insane. They're children. They have no clue what reality is, and they don't. understand the world at all. So for Trudeau to throw that out, what he's saying is oh, here's meat to the base, but the China thing, the China admiration is oh, I can do what I want with business, with international business, with globalism, and to line my pockets and establish my legacy better and get this along for Canada. And you have to understand that the Western world's so connected that these nations, the leaders of nations, compete for prestige about how globalist they can be amongst each other.
Globalism is Chinese nationalism. Exactly. Every single globalist policy makes China better. And think about it, it's funny because if you talk to a Chinese person, you don't hear them say shit about, you don't hear them say shit about politics at all, but you don't hear them say shit about climate change. All this stuff that China does for climate change and we're doing this, it's all for white people in the Western world. It's what you're talking about, prestige. They don't give a shit. Look, the people of China have never had a democracy. They've never had freedom in the sense that we've known. They've always been ruled by either an emperor or a dictator. They don't really care what's going on. There's a saying in China that's what is it? It's heaven is high and the emperor is far away. They know that they can't do anything to change it, and more or less they're happy with their iPhones. They don't really care. So when you hear motherfuckers talking about this, they're just buying up Xi Jinping propaganda that's made for people like Trudeau. Just to be oh man, look how awesome their country's ran. China's a fucking shithole. I guarantee you, as bad as Ottawa or whatever it is, it's not near as bad pollution wise as China.
Right.
Any country, really anywhere.
Again, it's all to convince people, because most people, they never research it, they never think deeply about it. They just go. What? You're anti-environment? What? You're against the earth?
Let me tell you,
you're an evil person. You want to kill everybody.
They're not using paper straws in China, okay?
Yeah.
They don't give a shit if these things turn up in tortoises' nostrils or whatever. That's not how they work there. And really, it's for good reason, because they can't. They couldn't afford it even if they wanted to. So, it's all bull. And I love China. I'd go back tomorrow, but it's a shithole. And anyone who's talking about how only if we had the power that Xi Jinping has, we could turn around our climate change. Motherfucker, he's got all that power, and they still poop in the street. I went up the Great Wall in a pair of flip-flops and almost stepped in human feces. There's a bathroom not that farther, up either. It wasn't like it was in the middle of nowhere. It's a fucking tourist attraction,
Maybe he couldn't make it to the bathroom, Tank. Sympathy.
I get that because I've been in that situation, but shit off the side of the Great Wall. Don't shit on the steps.
That would actually be epic. If
I peed off the top of it when I got up there.
No one was around, I would probably shit off the side of it. At least
I peed off the top when I got up there.
Yeah, I would totally pee off the top.
Yeah. So technically I own it now.
Yeah, that's true. March territory. All hail Tank, owner of the Great Wall of China.
It's mine, motherfucker.
All right. Here's another reason not to trust Trudeau. My God. It's curious behavior. That's all I'm saying.
I would like to say, I wish we could get world leaders to fight each other. I'd like to see Putin and Trudeau go at it.
That would be pretty sweet, actually, because Trudeau would cry like a little girl. Putin's a judo black belt, dude.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
He's older, dude. So I wonder how sprightly he still is, but I'd like to see it.
Putin?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, he probably knows Sambo. He knows Sistema a little bit because he's KGB and his judo. I bet he's got old man strength. He probably grab you up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those judo guys, dude, they're strong as fuck anyway.
Yeah, any type of wrestling, you have to be. But they do a lot of judo is grip fighting for the gi, and that gets you really strong, at least grip wise. How it started, small fringe minority. How it's going. I need emergency war power. He's like, damn it, Justin. I need TPA for my bunghole. Sorry, Joe. The truckers are What is it? We're jumping on bouncy castles. The bouncy castles are what pushed the emergency line, guys, if you didn't know. And a visual history of the War Emergency Act. Because it was the War Act before, and then they changed it. They got rid of it because in the 70s it was really bad. And they were like, whoa, this is kind of dangerous. And they made it the Emergencies Act. So this is really what happened. And here is the man of the hour himself accepting his new powers as the Supreme Emperor of the world.
The federal government has invoked the Emergencies Act to supplement provincial and territorial capacity to address the blockades and occupations.
What the fuck?
Well, yeah. And meanwhile, in other parts of the world, we were just talking about Putin, but of course, we could always talk about OG. We haven't brought him up yet. They're over there going, bro, seeing this? And they call us dictators. Hold up, got a line.
Bro.
And if you don't think that's funny, then, screw off.
Oh, shit.
Get out of here.
I feel so sorry for that woman.
Right? I don't. The Babylon Bee. Trudeau recognizes Canada into the, or reorganizes Canada into the first galactic empire for a safe and secure society.
Is this a nerd joke?
That's me. What'd you say?
Is this a nerd joke? I don't get it.
Oh, whatever. I mean, technically these Star Wars don't exist, but
Oh, okay.
I mean, whatever. Come on, Tank. Break it up.
I never saw that. I saw the original Star Wars and the newest Star Wars.
Rogue
One or whatever.
Anything other than the original Star Wars trilogy, because, well, there's a few others I kind of like and stuff here and there, but yeah, generally you're just safe there. So back in old 2012, Justin Trudeau, I guess, young and naive and not understanding the ways of the world, said, when a government starts trying to cancel dissident or avoid dissonance is when it rapidly loses its moral authority to govern. And that seems to be a little bit different from what you're saying today, isn't it, Tank? I'm
just
confused.
just a tad. Just one might theorize that he's full of shit.
Oh, that could be. That could be.
Yeah.
Well,
that's Holly's boyfriend, though. Don't talk too much shit.
Trudeau's actually only the symptom. He is the globalist cabal's masters, or they are his master. Yes, you guys can read the meme because apparently
that's the show from now on, guys. We're just gonna put the memes up.
That's the show. Put them up. Hey,
read this meme and then
Trudeau is only the symptom. His globalist cabal masters are the disease. There we go. Just doing too many things at once, man. Too many things.
What the crystal meth?
Oh, I wish, man. That would be a party then, huh? Some beer, crystal meth. Where's my Joe Biden pipe?
And true trucker spirit.
Where's my Biden pipe? Remember the Obama phone? Now we have a Biden pipe. It's awesome.
Hell yeah.
Forget those mean suckers. Justin, boy, you can always honk my horn.
Oh, that Fred dude does sound. He is German.
Yeah.
I always see these people in memes and never listen to their voice.
The Swiss are Germans. They speak German.
Whatever.
And, yes.
It's all cold white people.
And meanwhile, who's working with these folks, of course, to keep things going. We have our own little special police forces. And many people predicted over the last year or so, just because they're like, I can't get any more crazy, that the old UFOs are going to be coming. And of course, says there is no God. We made you. You guys should form a one world government. By the way,
This is just like the movies. Aliens.
anyways. And if that happens, you can be assured that the UN will be uninvolved.
Hell yeah. Like the
but
play carrier.
regardless, let's not forget that the real reason that Trudeau is doing all this, it actually isn't the World Economic Forum. It is for the amazing opportunities that he gets. Like the most annoying little bitch on earth meets with Greta Thunberg, you know?
Greta Thunberg. Another cold white person.
Yeah. Meanwhile, back here at the States, we have some problems with our fearless leader. Let's listen to this little video from Project Veritas.
To inoculate as many people as possible. So you have to get an annual shot. I mean, it hasn't been formally announced yet, so you don't want to rile everyone up.
So how do you know it's already getting approved?
I mean, just from everything I've heard, they're not going to not approve it. The drug companies, the food companies, the vaccine companies, they pay us hundreds of millions of dollars a year to hire and keep the reviewers to approve their products.
What do you mean you don't agree with the process?
They don't have all the tests aren't there, but you can't provide the parent as much assurity as you normally want to. There's always a chance of long-term effects, especially with someone younger.
Meet Christopher Cole, an executive officer at the FDA with over 20 years' experience who claims to be directly involved in the approval process of the various COVID vaccines.
Oh shit. It's not going to convince anybody that's not already convinced, though.
Huh?
It's not going to convince anyone who isn't already convinced. At this point, there's nothing that I think that these dudes are it's going to make anyone question.
I understand this, but evidence, a trail, something, because no matter what, everyone says that, like, that's a really black-pilled kind of view, and I get it. People who can't be convinced. Just leave them be. Other people, though, they will come around on their own, and there has to be a historical trail to document what has happened. One of the beautiful things that's going on right now in our society is that because of the internet age, if we continue to exist into a time forward in the future, although many of us have been yeeted and things have been lost to time on the interwebs, a lot of it will be there. People are documenting it. A lot of your favorite things that are disappeared and gone, there might be some crazy dude somewhere in some room who downloaded every episode of your favorite show that got yeeted, and eventually it comes back around and is found, and maybe it's going to be very valuable. Who knows? But my point is that I think that these things are good for the longer run and longer vision of the future, because the left will destroy every ounce of documentation that anything they ever did was wrong, and lie to themselves in the process. Some of them just know it's wrong, and some of them get off on it being wrong. But regardless, I think that yeah. No one's going to change their mind based on one video. But again, important that we cover these things. We talk about it. Even our little channel, dude. What if all the giant YouTubers who talk about these things, what if all their stuff's destroyed, but somehow only the ends justify the memes, preserves the ages? We have a responsibility, Tank. It's on our shoulders right now.
Well... Just let me clarify. This stuff will be really good when the tribunals start.
Okay.
You know, when you crack open the archives and you start living accusations, that's when things like this come in. Because then you got to stand people like this up and say, "Oh, well, you said this," you know, and you know, I'll be a dictator by then, so things will go a lot different. And then everyone's going to look cool.
Wait, Defiant Elves got yeeted?
They're back, but yeah, they did get yeeted.
Jeez. Ridiculous. Anyways, free speech is the only effective agent against error. Anyone who spreads dangerous misinformation should be censored. You decide which one of those is correct, but
I don't believe he said that whole sentence like that. Anyone.
Oh well, we'll get to that. Whole sentences, that is. I need to offer a correction of fact. Last week, I had a rap video with Joe Biden in it, and he actually wasn't in it. He was cut in. If anyone didn't know that, see, like a long time ago, people figured out that they could take parts of videos and they could clip them together and make funny things called memes.
What is this meme you speak of?
I know. And the really bigger thing about it is that they convey a greater sense of things and a greater message than just their simplistic format. But anyways, and he said that N-bomb a bunch of times, but I just want to correct myself and get the fact check straight because it's mostly false. Well, it is true that Joe Biden said the N-word repeatedly. Joe Biden has said many other words that are not the N-word.
Is this real? I thought somebody made this up.
I'll let you be the judge.
Oh, don't make me fact check the meme.
Meanwhile, in the Biden administration, he unleashes dog role-playing fetishist on key nuclear posts. You're right there, Tank.
Someone made a point that we should just put like literally $1 billion a year into the arts programs in the United States, because if we don't, then those fuckers are going to go to work jobs like this instead of like going into theater or whatever. And I'm starting to buy into it. Like, we live in a theater kid occupied government, and it's been a disaster.
I didn't grow up in theater, but I was in theater. I wouldn't consider myself a theater kid, but I mean, I don't disagree. It is, yeah. This is like the artist. The artist gained power. Tolstoy came across this, right? Because he was going to kill himself and all. And he was in the bourgeois circles or whatever. He was one of the artists, right? And they all thought they were better, but then he found meaninglessness in his life. And so he in some means found God, but the rest of these leftists, they just, I don't know what they're doing. In any case, so yes, by choosing the wrong crypto exchange, times have been tough on Matt Damon. Always go with reputable exchanges.
Oh my God, no.
That's not Matt Damon, dude.
Look at those shoulders. Motherfucker's got some delts.
Yeah, that's our new energy worker.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So we had our enemies
looks like
are laughing at
Cuck Liddell.
Yeah. Look at this.
Gotta fight Russia, boys. We're gonna win this war.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. Exclusive. Biden, nuclear hire, is drag queen who wears stilettos to work, discusses sex with animals, and calls NIH chief Daddy Fauci.
Tribunals.
Tank's getting beast. From the National File, Biden, Department of Energy hire, is drag queen who brags about having sex with animals.
Hey, look. Any port in a storm, I guess.
Well,
I mean, who else is going to have sex with that? What else are you going to do?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's the memes do have magic. It's or this is going on right now. I mean, how are we at this point as a society?
I'm surprised Babylon B hasn't been yeeted yet.
I'm surprised we haven't been yeeted yet. I mean,
ain't enough people paying attention to us.
I thought about that about 5 times this show. You need to go back, Tag, tonight or whenever you can do it and watch last week's show because you weren't here. And if you were here, well, you would have been quite uncomfortable, I feel. So go and watch last week's show. In any case, let's go into our fearless leader and what he has to say about the world right now.
A woman said to me, obviously not of the same persuasion as I was politically, called me and said, "There's a dead dog on my lawn." And I said, "Yes, ma'am." I said, "Have you called the county?" He said, "Yes, they're not here." And I said, "Well, I'll get them in the morning." She said, "I want it removed now. I pay your salary." So I went over. I picked it up. She said, "I want it out of my front yard." I put it on her doorstep.
What is this? What happened? What?
I don't know. But my question is, what is this? So I don't know what it is in my area, but where I work, it was cheaper. And it was like $3.09 at one gas station I was getting. And I couldn't find it any cheaper in the area. And then all of a sudden last Monday, it was $3.25 everywhere except for at that gas station. And I remember telling some guys about it at work, and then I passed by it later and saw that it was already $3.25 at that gas station. So this Monday, 2 days ago, I got gas for $3.25, and yesterday I got gas for it was $3.35. That's going to keep happening, and I don't know. I mean, maybe things are better where you're at, Tank, but seems like
my commute is
quite a bit.
Yeah, my commute's so short, and my car's so good on gas that I don't even pay attention to it. But
I normally don't either, and I have often had that situation. I don't have.
I think it's at least $3.30 for sure right now.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, a couple years ago it was like $1.50. So.
You mean under Trump? Under Trump, it was $1.50.
Yeah, under Trump.
Oh, doggy! That old Donald Trump there. We'll talk about Donald Trump here in a little bit here. So, anyways, it probably has something to do with this. Trump's pipe and Biden's pipe. But let's consider how the owners of oil are getting along right now. In the short video, it's pretty explanatory. All right, it's enough of that. Copyright strike incoming.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. All I have to say is Biden Harris, folks. Biden Harris.
If you've got that much money, why are you smoking crack? Why can't you do cocaine like a normal rich person?
It's an interesting question. Maybe he doesn't like it tickling his nose, Tank. Have you thought about his dainty nose?
I didn't. I mean, I assumed he didn't have like if you've got that kind of money, you should be railing blow out of like hookers' buttholes And here, look at him. See,
I think he did that too. I'm pretty sure he was doing that too, Tank.
That's better. I'm saying if we're going to have dictators and like people that are like fuck our lives up, they should at least be cool. Like, look at this. This is pathetic. I've seen dudes like this, like in rural, butt-fuckistan, South Carolina.
I don't know if choosing crack over cocaine makes you pathetic, but that picture itself.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
Like if he was like, they had like a bunch of hooks.
Is the thing. They act the same way. Basically, it's just different delivery system.
One is more glamorous.
Yes.
Right? So.
But they do like the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, whatever.
But what is this?
Look. AOC voted for Joe Biden, and all she got was a crack pipe. I mean,
well,
she's upset. She's upset. But Hunter is doing okay.
So bad.
Happy guy. Oh, just a happy guy. Oh, just a look at that. The happy dog. Oh, just a happy dog.
What the fuck?
I mean, it's memes, dude. Sometimes you gotta have those memes. Like, you ever put together a show?
I've never put together anything. I've never put together a Lego house.
You'll own a crack pipe and you'll be happy.
Well, okay. Isn't anything a crack pipe if you're really committed? I feel like I've seen crackheads make crack pipes out of all kinds of shit.
Probably. But know this. Now that the government is handing out free crack pipes, we can officially declare drugs the winner of the war on drugs.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that. Actually. I think people have
with the gas station anyway.
In their bodies. So right now we have Truckistan and Crackistan.
Okay.
And if you guys want to know what will happen if everything goes to hell to the IRS, according to the manual, the IRS will resume tax collection within 30 days of nuclear attack.
Okay, good.
The manual also states that the staff is to focus on collecting current taxes because the widespread destruction could make it nearly impossible to recover previously owed taxes.
There you go. If you ever want to get out of your tax commitments, just get a nuclear bomb. In Minecraft.
Yeah, your prior, but not your future, man. I mean, they never go away. And, with that, it's like the reason why it's this way is because, well, if you knew how, well, I'll show you. I'll show you how politicians read the Constitution.
Words. Yep. Uh-huh.
All right. And where am I at here? And of course, Joe Biden had some other choice things to say here about Ukraine or Russia or Afghanistan or whatever it might be.
And there was no way we were ever going to unite Ukraine. I mean, excuse me, Iraq, Afghanistan. No way that was going to happen.
Bruh.
You're a fucking mumbling, stuttering little fuck. You know that?
I played the band with a guy that looked just like fucking Joe Pesci and talked exactly like him. He's like a tattooed Joe Pesci. It's hilarious.
I'm literally like trying to.
Man, this dude fell off. I remember when he first came up, they were like, "Wait, this isn't Mattis. Never mind." Or is that Mattis? I don't know these people.
No, that's not Mattis. That's the recent one that was like, "Oh, I'm in the CRT and all that stuff." I have no idea why Putin feels so emboldened to invade Ukraine right now. Of course, I don't want to be the world police either, and I don't think we should be involved in that stuff.
I support the only foreign shit I want to get.
Shoot. Anyways, yeah, I don't want to be involved. It's not good for Americans.
I do support rebuilding the Japanese Empire.
Okay, well, maybe. I mean, if you long for a waifu, then that's a good idea. Maybe. The Americans watching the Russian helicopters deploy white heterosexual males.
Oh no!
Yeah, well, I mean, they should be. This fucker's why we got vegetarian MREs.
Oh no!
Although I was a big fan of the cheese tortellini, but that's not really full. That's not like vegan or anything, you know.
Is that a stripper?
No,
I've seen strippers do that.
Well, yeah, because I'm not going to teach you about the birds and the bees tank, but you know, there are reasons.
Is that a man?
There are reasons, Tank. There are reasons that we don't need to go any further into it. I'm trying not to keep you here for for longer than 2 hours tonight.
Okay. Just commenting on strippers here.
Do you want me to zoom in?
No, it's fine.
No, I'm going to zoom in now.
I'm trying to feel.
I'm going to zoom in now. That's what you did.
I'm trying to fill the void that Nick left because he's not old enough to go to a strip club.
Who's not old enough?
Nick.
Oh.
Or maybe he is. Well, sometimes they'll let you in it. How old is he now?
He's a good Catholic boy. Don't corrupt him. You know, I was a bad boy, but you know, I was I had enough, you know, wherewithal about me that when I had a buddy who was getting divorced and he remained celibate and stuff, I'm like the only one who didn't make fun of him and supported him. People were like, why are you doing that? That's crazy. Don't get me wrong, I was being, you know, a whore, but you know, I respected that out of him, so just saying. I can't zoom in anymore, never mind.
I just want to know if it's a dude or a chick.
Pretty sure that is a dude. That's a dude. That's a chick, but I mean, it could be a chick. I don't know. Oh, no, I lost my place. Here we are. Let's go, memes. I don't know, man. I'm beginning to think that maybe the ruling elite aren't as wise as they claim to be.
They're not.
Learn more about how Socrates is corrupting the youth. And you can check this. This is what comes up. Why censorship? Why censorship is important. Why censorship is necessary. Why censorship is important for us. Why censorship is good in schools. Benjamin, get the musket. No, seriously, I was looking at this meme. I was like curious if it would still do that, because once memes circulate, you never know how old they are. Sure enough, you have to type in evil or bad to get negative results, I would say. Or right now it's all like, oh, censorship, it's your best buddy, it'll hold your hand across the street. Anyways, analysis. Anti-elitism and the internet are a problematic combination. Elitist. Anti-elitism and the internet are a problematic combination. Shit posters. For you.
For you.
For your mom.
Oh! Hey-oh!
I love that the mainstream media's position is, yes, the CIA did bad things in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s, but nobody was ever prosecuted. So there were no reforms. And so now they don't do bad things today, you conspiracy theorists.
Yes, indeed.
I love it too. Speaking of which, you know, guess what happened this week, Tank?
What?
Stuff. Oh!
Hey.
No, there was actually political spying on Donald Trump's campaign. And
well, imagine that.
I know, it's incredible. It's almost like left-wing propaganda media was telling us lies for years.
They wouldn't do that.
No, never.
I'm old enough to remember when several years ago, both Republicans and conservatives were trying to tell people that Hillary Clinton was indeed spying on the Trump campaign, not to buy into the Russia collusion hoax. Well, guess what? The mainstream media didn't talk about it. Most people ended up that were, in their establishment Democrat Party denying it. And of course, yesterday, just like everything else, President Trump was proved right. Hillary Clinton was indeed spying on the Trump campaign, which is indeed worse than Watergate. Some of you might not know what Watergate is. Look it up. The point is that she definitely does belong in jail.
Now, that happening is like slim to never. Also, yeah, we didn't really prove that Hillary was involved, just that there's some of her people in the foundation. It doesn't matter. In any case, I'm going to play a short clip here from Fox News again, just because it hits it pretty hard. I'm going to stop it at some point because I think I didn't really get a chance to clip it like I did the Tucker clip. But let's listen to this.
Most definitely need a bit of populism tonight as we see the corruption and the lies of the establishment metastasize on multiple fronts. We've got it all covered tonight. The truckers' convoy, Biden's Russia war games, and of course, the bombshell that landed on the Democrats and their media servants overnight. New charging information from the Russia hoax special counsel, John Durham. After all those years of sanctimonious lectures about Russian hacking and election interference and undermining our democracy, it turns out it wasn't Russia, Russia, Russia. It was Clinton, Clinton, Clinton. They were the ones who did the hacking. It was the Clinton campaign, including the present National Security Advisor and the man now leading Democrats' election integrity efforts who illegally meddled in an election. It was you, Hillary Clinton, and you, Jake Sullivan, and you, Mark Elias, who undermined our democracy. Can you believe these people? Just listen to how they talk.
His final target is democracy itself.
One of the things that we were trying to explain to the press was this isn't just about hacking and leaking emails. This is about a larger information effort by the Russians.
You have a president who, rather than reassuring the American public in American democracy, is trashing American democracy. Every day he's trashing American democracy.
But now we know, thanks to these documents, the factual background attached to a motion filed by Special Counsel John Durham as part of his indictment against former Clinton campaign lawyer Michael Sussman, that the Clinton campaign paid a tech firm to, quote, mine internet data to establish an inference, a narrative, tying then candidate Trump to Russia.
All right. And what's the mainstream media doing with this? Taking selfies at the Capitol, spying on a U.S. president. Right under the rug. And expect nothing else. I mean, expect nothing else, folks. Like, it's absolutely silly to think that there will be some sort of justice. You have people like this running around.
What the hell?
Wanted to get Hillary Clinton a Christmas gift, so I got a tattoo of my hero. Thanks for being such a badass and one of the strongest people in the universe.
I'm going to get a tattoo like that with the pantsuit and everything, but instead of Hillary Clinton, I'm going to put Don's face there.
Yeah. You should get Don's face there. I'm sure he would appreciate that. Don actually is so gay for you that he would probably put your face on him.
Besties!
Anyways, if any of you haven't seen yet, Kanye says, when I tag people, I'm just putting together the web. There are a group of people who run media and the election. Thank God for free speech.
What the fuck?
No, dude, he's fighting the power.
Hell yeah.
Fighting the power. America will never be great again until we put Hillary in prison. But you know what? This is what Hillary thinks of that.
Tribunals.
You know, Tank, that's interesting that you would say that because I was going to segue to the Super Bowl, but you know what my segue was? It was this. And it just seems ironic that the memes have their magic, you know? You can't fight the meme magic, folks. It does what it does. And we will win through the power of memes, I promise you. No blood need be shed when you have memes on your side. And speaking of the Super Bowl, it was brought to you in part by NBC, Pfizer, and the Rolling 20s Crips.
Hey.
As well as Pepsi. You know, but more importantly, some people are actually still facing COVID restrictions, and the Super Bowl is a perfect example of several things. It's a perfect example of how the plebs don't get treated like the celebrities or the people who have money because they have to wear masks and such in the background, but also how just none of this makes sense.
I need you to help me understand this, okay? I live within an hour of this stadium, and today it's Super Bowl, and it's going to be packed, and it's going to look like this, if not more, okay? But yesterday, my husband wasn't allowed to come to our baby appointment, and we're about to have a baby next month, and he's never once met my doctor, our doctor. So I'm just a little confused here. Like, someone help me understand this, because this is okay, but the person who I live with, who also helped create this human, isn't allowed in the doctor's office.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
It's not hypocrisy, it's hierarchy.
Yes. Yeah, and I went through the same thing to some degree, and again, thank the Lord that my wife and I, the birthing center that we went to, I mean, we could have birthed at home, but we just didn't really want to do that for numerous reasons. But probably the biggest, we just didn't want to have, even though they cleaned it up, we didn't want to have the mess and stuff at the house. We just wanted to be, go elsewhere. But maybe we'll do the home birth next time. And in any case, we're really lucky to do the birthing center and stuff with such good people, and they didn't demand that I'd be wearing a mask or anything like that. So, or my wife, while she was pregnant and trying to push, which some hospitals demand. And folks, you need to wake up to the whole scam of hospital birthing. By the way, get rid of your fear, because we've been birthing children for thousands of years without hospitals, and hospitals do crazy stuff to kids as they're being born. All kinds of crazy stuff that's not good for your kid. Anyways, so there was a poll taken from the halftime, or sorry, not from the halftime, from the Super Bowl, and who Americans are rooting for in the Super Bowl, and it came out that it was the Canadian truckers. So, I mean,
yeah,
yippee for the truckers, right? And meanwhile, in other news, there was a Tank. Did you hear there was a political assassination the other day, or at least an attempt?
I heard
at a political assassination.
I heard.
Okay, right here in the United States, 21-year-old activist and local candidate, which many may not have known yet, but the local candidate was charged in attempts of assassination of a Louisville mayoral candidate, and of course, this was whoa. When you run two screens, you got to make sure you're on the right screen when you use your scroll on your mouse. Yeah, okay. This was covered, of course, by the Daily Beast. Salon says Kentucky shooting was aimed at Democrat mayoral candidate, police say. This is, Salon. So left-wing outlets are covering it. But, it's kind of interesting because I took a screenshot of a Google search
Ooh.
Let's see. Assassination attempt. Kentucky. Kentucky police detain suspect. Police. Yeah. Okay. Mental health violence. Okay. Nothing. And then, yeah, just right goes down into nothingness. Guys, brace yourselves. From the Jerusalem Post, BLM activists charged in murder attempt of Jewish mayoral candidate. Now, leave it up to leave it up to the Israelites to point out that a Jewish person was murdered and then hold it against the organization. But let's not forget that this was a BLM activist.
No.
And the truckers have been totally peaceful, not murdering anybody or attempting to. And here, once again, we have attempted BLM murder. And there were cases, of course, of anti-agitators in the trucker protests. But I thought for the sake of time, I wouldn't put those in. So here we also have the changing of news, because all of a sudden science has changed. So cancel everything. Social distancing is the only way to stop the coronavirus. We must start immediately. And then just under a year later, open everything. But time to end pandemic restrictions is now.
Just before the midterms.
Author.
Yaska. Milk.
The Washington Post. Democracy dies in darkness. Florida's new anti-mask laws denies us key tools to protect our schools from future COVID surges.
Oh, no. Not the surges.
Not the surges. Think about the children. And then, mask mandates didn't make much of a difference anyway.
Well, good.
Why did you push them for 2 years, Washington Post?
Tribunals.
Remember that one time they said there's going to be a winter of death? And now they're lifting all restrictions because their poll numbers are bad? Yeah.
Told you, bitch.
Yeah, but we still have things going on. Like here. Just got turned away from a coffee shop because I've only got the J&J. She said New York state law had changed, but I don't think that's the case. Did I miss a memo? WTF. Yeah. Either messing with you or, that's that business's practice that, well, you encourage to have. But if you hadn't heard, J&J pauses production of its vaccine despite persistent need. Wonder why. Let you all look into that. Meanwhile, in Koof News,
tweeted this referencing a study that came to conclusions that would once get you banned if you said this. People with a vitamin D deficiency are more likely to have a severe or critical case of COVID-19, according to a new study. Wow. WebMD, really? Let's keep in mind vitamin D is on the Wikipedia page for COVID-19 misinformation. Cornell University published a study saying vitamin D won't limit risk or severity of COVID-19 a little less than a year ago. And the Justice Department last year published a court order for Georgia defendants to stop selling vitamin D products as treatments for COVID-19 and other diseases. Who should I believe? The experts at WebMD or the experts at Cornell? This is also obvious. I've just coped with the fact that we're run by absolute psychopaths who would rather me be 500 pounds on 7 pills and 3 COVID shots deep than mentally and physically healthy, opting out of their pharma cash. So our country is run by unhealthy lunatics. Oh well.
Yeah, well, yeah. Again,
Yeah.
It's one thing for the science to change. It's one thing for it to keep changing to things that people have already said.
Right. And here we have inaccurate, incomplete, irresponsible. British medical journal slams Facebook for censorship. So Facebook, apparently, their censors censored the truth. Nah, that never happens. And so, yeah. Anyways, doctors say fourth booster may be injected straight into the heart to give you myocarditis quicker.
Oh, well, good.
No, they didn't. But you know what they did say? New study out of Israel. The chosen people are going to save us all. They say the new study is says 133 time risk of myocarditis after COVID injection comparison with myocarditis rates. Now, it's just what this study said. But other people disagree, apparently.
Isn't Israel their 9th booster or some shit?
They're going to save us all, Tank. They're going to save us all.
God.
And speaking of saving us all, Israel was trying to develop the first vaccine, really, and didn't quite really get there. But other nations were trying to develop their own vaccines as well. I mean, there's a lot of profit in a vaccine. When you have a pandemic that's totally legit and kills all kinds of people who are completely healthy and have low vitamin D levels, or whatever I'm saying there.
Christmas was a local vaccine, but
the University of Queensland vaccine will not be able to proceed.
50 million planned doses scrapped after triggering false positive results for HIV.
As in science, things don't always go right. It's certainly a tough day for the team.
The UQ vaccine applied a molecular clamp closing the coronavirus spikes using an HIV protein which falsely triggered infection markers.
Everybody who had the vaccine did show some level of false positive result.
One of them, Mel Stott.
I can totally understand where they're coming from, but I still have no concerns about my health or anybody else's health.
The vaccine was proving effective in trials and the participants were at no risk, but
the risk to vaccine confidence was the principal issue here.
Vaccine expert Professor Nikolai Petrovsky says he raised the alarm early.
Our feeling was it was...
These motherfuckers.
95% efficacy? Negative 75% efficacy? AIDS!
AIDS!
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And just like that, they gave more people AIDS than Janny.
Is that what she had, AIDS?
Yeah. You didn't know that?
Well, I mean, I knew it was kind of alluded that she had AIDS, but I didn't know if it is like...
Yeah, that was the point of it. They do allude, but yes, she's supposed to have AIDS, yes. Because they didn't know what AIDS was in the early 80s, the very, very early 80s. Bet you won't be sharing your positive HIV test like you did that with COVID.
I share my positive HIV test all the time. I have you know.
Oh, yeah? Well, that sounds about appropriate, though. I mean, I say for these people, like, life handed me lemons, so I fucked them and gave them lemonades.
Man, I ain't seen a Charlie Sheen AIDS joke in like 6 years. I'm glad it's back.
Meanwhile, EU investigates reports of menstrual disorder after mRNA COVID shots. It's almost like we saw the scans of where the vaccine collected sometime in the past, and we're told that that was misinformation. That never happened, though.
Nah.
I'm misremembering something, aren't I? Right? No.
Kid Rock!
Yeah, the science didn't change. The lies just stopped working.
Oh, Kid Rock.
Peace!
Speaking truth to power.
That's right. Power.
Ball with the ball.
And the dang-da-dang diggy.
What the fuck?
Hey, I'm trying to follow science, but it keeps leading me back to the money. I just like, it seems like this. I don't know.
A little something going on here.
It just seems like it's not on the up and up. You feel me? I mean, come on now. All right. recent news be like, he died from COVID, right? He was hit by a bus. So white supremacy then. What? Tank? No.
I don't even know. I don't even know.
Yeah,
What's
no, it's done. Okay.
Oh, I don't
All
know.
right. Well, guys, that was it for the news. But it's Valentine's Day, and I said that this would be a Valentine's Day special, so we need to bring it back around and remember that all friends have. I'm not really a friend, but I like to make the joke. All friends have special Valentines.
Well, good.
Yeah. And I also wanted to point out the Department of Transport of Pennsylvania wanted to wish you all happy Valentine's Day from their deep, deep heart. And if anyone who ever sees this, I don't know, grew up in another state that lived around Pennsylvania, borders Pennsylvania, you will sympathize and understand exactly what I mean. I mean, just drive through the state once.
Where's Pennsylvania? Is that in Canada?
Yeah, right. It's been a little bit better in the last few years. I mean, I will say. And from the ATF headquarters, dude, the old zoomy zooms. Valentine's Day can still be fun, even if you broke up. Do you have information about a former or current partner involved in illegal gun activity? Let us know, and we will make sure it's a Valentine's Day to remember.
We should email them all a picture of our dick. Our
That would
collective
be
dicks.
excellent.
Or she dicks, depending on the gender.
I would like to report Hunter Biden for lying on his federal paperwork for firearm purchases.
I have a feeling the ATF's not going to pursue that one.
Yeah. Yeah. And, guys, if you thought Zuck was a bad guy, he's really not. He had a pretty good Valentine this year. I mean, he wanted you to all know that nothing could censor his love for you. And, of course, Donald Trump, you stole my heart like 2020 election. Happy Valentine's Day.
Oh, my God.
But you know how Trump is. It's like go big or go home. So he couldn't just leave it at one. I want you on my side of the wall. I went to deport you. Illegal immigrants are stealing our jobs, but you're stealing my heart. I'm going to build a wall around your heart so no one else can get in. I mean, that's how he is. He's not a kind of guy to buy you one thing of flowers. He's going to give you like 5. So, very generous of Mr. Trump. And, of course, George Floyd wanted you all to know that you take his breath away. And our fearless leader himself, sleepy, creepy Joe Biden, has to tell you, I'm going to steal your heart like I stole the election.
Hey.
How great this is Joe. But most importantly, most of all, Jack Murphy wanted to let you guys know, wishes you a heartfelt Valentine. He thought you guys would, appreciate the Valentine. All you have to say is roses are red, violets are blue, taxation is theft, and inflation is too. And with that, gentlemen, if you didn't get to take your lady out, I had to work Valentine's Day. So if you didn't get to take your lady out, take her out and get her something nice to eat. If she wants Italian, hook her up. I mean, right there, beef ravioli. That is a great MRE. And if you have a little extra money, step it up and at least try and take her out. Take her out and get her some Mickey D's. Roses are red. Arcade games are a token. I'm sorry, sir, but the shake machine is broken.
They lie about that.
Probably.
That's a lie. We went to a standalone. It was a McDonald's restaurant in Nicaragua that was only McFlurries. They didn't have any food. It was just McFlurries, and it ran. And we asked like, is this thing ever broken? They're like, no. What do you mean? Is it broken? No, it's a machine. Like
the reason why, you know why? Because the Nicaraguans probably clean it. American teenagers don't, and that's why it breaks. I'm telling you right now. Anyways, guys, no, seriously though, like, get your ladies a nice meal like this gentleman. Had a wonderful Valentine's Day with Marine, or this lady, I should say. We had an amazing dinner. Or no, sorry, Marini. Is that the name? Marnie. That's his girlfriend's name. Yeah, we had an amazing dinner and a delicious dessert, and then enjoyed a great movie we both been looking forward to.
Well, good.
So, and they got a selfie. You know?
Oh, waifu.
Yeah.
2D girls are better.
And you know, guys, to close out the show, I wanted to read you some real Valentine's poetry. Roses are red and violets are blue. You gave up your rights, you mother for the mother effing flu. Happy Valentine's Day. Go ahead and hit that.
I feel like it's playing 2. Like I'm hearing doubles. I don't know what's going on.
See, I'm wondering if my mic's picking up stuff, which it wasn't before. I don't know what's going on.
But you should be muted during that anyway.
Oh, you're right. I should be. No, that sounded fine to me, man. Actually, you were talking about that. I thought you were talking. I don't know what I was thinking. I am ready to go because I'm.
Yeah, me too.
Well, I had a little bit of beer, and I'm definitely tired because you know.
I did a sober stream.
Tank did a sober stream, I did a
stream.
drinking stream. What is happening? The moon, I think, was Monday night or last night. What is going on, Tank?
I don't know. I did a sober stream. I did a sleeveless stream. It's a lot of firsts, you know.
Okay. Well, in any case, guys, we are going to get out of here. I've held Tank over for almost 10 full whole extra minutes.
Oh no!
So it was that Valentine's section at the end. But, you know, I thought the show was pretty good today, even though I got it together last minute. As always, actually didn't get it together last minute. I finished it last minute. I've been getting it together all day, but that's what happens when you have a baby and, you know, stuff. You got to eat food and, you know, you got to get showers and all, and there's stuff to do. It's funny. It's funny. Like, life has tasks and chores and things. In any case, guys, thanks for watching. We'll be back next Wednesday at 7 p.m. on the Ends Justify the Memes. That is the Ends Justify Memes. Remember, the ends always justify those memes. Play that outro, Tank.